disrespect, and he added him, and she added him too. Don't dare disrespect at WWE Rollins like that ever again. Burn it down! Yo, what is up, guys? It's Boy123Jim here. Look, on Twitter, I don't know what happened, but on Saturday, I don't know why I'm going to upload this video, by the way, maybe. Over the weekend, I got bored. I'm not going to lie, right? I got into this lazy slump. I just got tired for doing nothing. And I'm like, you know what? Let me see what Twitter's talking about. Let me see what's going on Twitter. And then I just come across this. Rusev, right? He's on Twitter because there's been a lot of flack being thrown at Rusev as of late regarding the storyline that he's having with Lana and Bobby Lashley, which I really don't. I don't like the feud, the rivalry either. I'm not really a big fan of it because, like, I'm thinking about this logically. It's like, well, remember, I swear Rusev and Lana are married in real life, aren't they? Aren't they? Right? So it's tough for me to believe in the storyline. That's number one. Number two, you know, a lot of stuff going on with the whole Saudi Arabia thing. Rusev came out and said, well, I love WWE. I plan on going back to Saudi Arabia and all that stuff, right? And then Lance Storm came out on Twitter. You know, he tweeted something. I don't know what, but he just tweeted saying 2 weeks away from my biggest career / life change in the last 15 years. 14 days from now, SWA will be closed. 15 days from now, I'll be heading back on the road. There is good and bad to both, but I'm actually quite excited about what lies ahead. Right now, meaning that Lance Storm has been signed to WWE for a backstage role, I believe, and he's going to be doing that. A lot of people are giving him props, saying thanks, and etc. Rusev came out of nowhere and said there is no bad in WWE. And then I came around, and I'm like, okay, well, what is this, right? So I came, let me see if I can make the screen that much thicker for y'all to read. So I came and I said, okay, well, I said Raw, SmackDown, tag team divisions on both brands, pay-per-views are too long, awful timing in commercials, bad at editing tape shows in the UK, Seth Rollins, anything else I'm missing. And then Rusev decided to say this to me, your face, got him. Now, my response to this was a gif saying, alright, like, I laughed, I'm like, okay, I was just laughing. And number one, the fact that he responded, that's number one. Number two, that he responded with a joke. And I'm like, you know what, alright. Like, if he was going to come at me and say, why are you watching that, right? If he hit me with that line, I would have ended him. I would have stopped this whole conversation to a point where he probably would have blocked me. Meaning, like, I would have said the words, oh, then why are you fighting for Lana's love, even though she loves Bobby Lashley? Right? It's like, I would have said something along those lines, and then I don't know what would happen after that. I would assume he either would respond or he would block me. So yeah. So I said that. So after, I mentioned what was wrong with WWE. He roasted me back. I said, all right, I took it, and I just moved on. Then I'm like, you know what? Let me see what our people are saying. So I look at the comments. I'm reading all this stuff. Dude, one guy, this guy, Samir, right? He says Seth Rollins, and then the GIF, really? Like, really, Seth Rollins? I'm like, yeah, he's trash, right? So then Drew Brady comes on and says, thank God WWE pays you people no mind. You literally hate whoever is on top. That's not really the case, but I digress. There's no making you happy. Just shit the fucking shown off and fuck off. Like, seriously, wrestling fans are the only people I know who will watch something they know they don't like and then complain. And then Spinkles? Okay. Jericho, I am. Okay. No identity as people. Anyways, I think it's just the AEW fanboys that shit on anything WWE. They just can't admit that AEW is not as good as they want it to be. Now the have to be closet WWE fans again. What? I don't know. I don't know how to respond to that, but I did somehow. I said, well, I love wrestling, including WWE, AEW, Impact, and NWA. Okay? WWE is the worst out of all. I will take Impact today over WWE. I recognize the wrongs that AEW makes, and I hope that they fix. And the WWE has been doing wrong for years, and has yet to fix them. I don't shit on WWE because it's cool, and I put the GIF. I say it. I say this out of love. You know? I do! The shit I say is out of love. This one bothers me. A lot of people have come at me when I said bad editing. Now, what did I say? I said bad at editing taped shows in the UK. Okay? What I mean by that is that WWE is awful at editing, you know, as far as like crowd reaction goes, etc. On like when they go to the UK and they broadcast it on Raw and SmackDown for USA Network and on Fox. Right? They've been bad at it for years. When they pipe in crowd reactions and stuff, like awful. I watched Seth Rollins' promo on Raw literally a day ago, and I'm like, dude, what? Like, when he said he's the best wrestler on the planet, obviously that had to have boos, right? So what did they do? They edited it out, which awful. So that's what I meant. Right? Clan Brady says, quote, taped show in the UK. You do know that that's 1 to 3 a.m. for SmackDown and 1 to 4 a.m. for Raw. Kind of has to be taped. I know that. I know. I know that WWE has to tape these shows, because if they don't, then obviously they're not going to have a lot of people coming to the show at 1 a.m. in the morning. Obviously, I know that. I'm not dumb, right? But I said I don't care. They edit like how I would edit like how I would edit my first video. Awful. Putting crowd noises when crowd isn't visibly moving. I don't know, I put the M at the end, but they put a period, but I tweeted it after I realized I made a mistake. Either way. Some people the things I get. And then again, he come back at me and says, why would parents go to a show at 1 a.m. with their kids on a Monday night, or on a Monday? Get some perspective and stop whining. Barely anyone would go to a show if it's at 1 a.m. And then I obviously brilliantly responded, did I ever say that WWE should go live when visiting the UK? No. So where are you getting that from? I basically said that they should tape their shows and not edit them to make them bad when broadcasting on TV in North America. Some people are really that stupid. It's sad. Where did I ever say that they should do it live? Where? When did I ever say that? When? When and where did I say that? No. I said that they're bad at editing taped shows. What they should do is, like, when they film it live at UK time, which is 3 o'clock in North America in Eastern Standard Time, right? When they tape the show and they're broadcasting in North America at the current time at like 8 o'clock Eastern, right? They should not edit. Do not pipe in crowd noises. They should just put it as how they taped it. That's it. That's what I meant. But this idiot here telling me otherwise. Now, after I made my original comment to Rusev, Joel Wood, came at me and said, Seth Rollins? One of the best wrestlers in the world. No, he's not. Pay-per-views are too long? You do realize the only big four going over 4 hours. AEW pay-per-views have been longer this year. SmackDown 2 weeks ago was arguably the best show of the year. Don't be that guy. Joel Wood. Gifted money. Whatever the fuck you want to go by yourself. Let's start with Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins is boring, okay? Am I a fan of the guy? Yeah, I am. I've been a fan for over the past couple years, but I'm not going to sit here and defend him for what he's done or who he is. I'm not. If I don't feel for the guy, if I don't, have any emotional connection as a fan towards the guy, then I'm not gonna defend him. If he's not entertaining me, I'm at this point. I've said this many times. I'm at this point. If you don't entertain me, I'm going to shit on it. Seth Rollins has not been entertaining me for the past year. I was gonna say the past couple of months. No, the past year he has not entertained me. Okay, so squash that. Best wrestler, one of the best wrestlers in the world. No, he's not. The dude is bland in the ring. Okay, yeah, he has his suicide dives. Like, does he do a Phoenix Splash? No. Does he do anything like different? He does his usual frog splashes, the 5-star ripoff from Van Damme. You got awful, unimpactful tope suicidas to the outside. You have your superplex into a Falcon Arrow, which you can see coming from a mile away. You can tell when he's gonna go for the buckle bomb. I can even tell when he's gonna hit the stomp. Okay, it's either when he's stomping his when he does the burn it down stomps. He try to go for somebody counters, and then they never find a good way to counter into the stomp. Right? It always ends with somebody. If somebody's still on their knees for the next 2 seconds, that's when the stomp will connect. Right? Most of the times, it always ends with somebody trying to roll up Seth, and then Seth rolls them up again, and then they kick out, they're still on their knees, stomp. That's it. He's predictable. That's the problem. If I can predict when his moves are coming, that's bad. I'm sorry. Pay-per-views are too long. I'm looking at the pay-per-views on the WWE Network. If I could go on the network right now. There has been not one pay-per-view that stood out all year to me. Everybody's saying Crown Jewel was great. I don't feel that way. Hell in the Cell was barely passable. Clash of Champions is forgetful to me. I barely remember what happened on that show. SummerSlam, the only thing I remember on SummerSlam was the main event and that they had Pyro on the show. That's it. I don't remember anything else on SummerSlam. But yeah, let's see. 3 hours to 31 minutes. That 31-minute... Really? Do you need 31 minutes? No. 21 minutes? No. 25 minutes? Really? 48 minutes? Really? 11 minutes? Hell in the Cell and Stomping Grounds had the good idea. 11 minutes extra? Oh, okay, that's fine. Like, if it's like 10, 15 minutes extra, fine. But 30 minutes? I mean, damn. 5 hours for WrestleMania! 5 hours and 19 minutes! Good grief. It's too long for me. I'm sorry. Okay? And besides, none of these pay-per-views have been good. Like, none of them stand out to me. I can't remember. I'm gonna have to waste my time and watch all these damn pay-per-views again to know which one was good and which one was bad. Pay-per-views are too long. I'm sorry. Still are to this day. Still. Should be 3 hours less. Should be 3 hours and then below it. Not 3 hours and above it. That's just me. Awful timing in commercials. That's what I said, but he didn't mention that. He didn't mention that at all. Pay-per-views are too long. You do realize only 4. The big 4. What big 4? What big 4? Money in the Bank? Is that a big 4 now? He said the big 4. It should be the big 5, but the big 4. So Royal Rumble, 4 hours 40 minutes. WrestleMania, 5 hours. Good God Almighty. Almost 3.5 hours for SummerSlam, and Survivor Series. Who knows how long? That's just gonna be 4 hours plus. 5 elimination matches. Both men and the women. Remember that. 5v5v5. Remember that. AEW pay-per-views have been going on longer. I mean, yeah. I'm not denying that. But guess what? Some of those pay-per-views, and not all those pay-per-views, were noteworthy and memorable. Fucking WWE barely has anything memorable on the shows. Just saying. And he brings up SmackDown. SmackDown has been shitty. It's like everyone forgot about how shitty SmackDown was all year until the November 1st episode of SmackDown. It's like if everybody forgot that the wild card rule demolished SmackDown. How many times do we have to see Becky Lynch, Bayley, Charlotte Flair, Roman Reigns, Elias, Shane McMahon for the majority of 2019? Remember Shane McMahon winning the tag titles with The Miz earlier this year? Remember that? I don't forget that. It's like if they got hit with the Men in Black fucking memory eraser. Fucking, just look at the light. Bing! Done. And they forget everything. Laughing my ass off, get a job or get a life. Well, I responded saying, I'm in college full time, so I have a life. I'm just bored for the day. I'm not going to judge you on what you do, but me, I'm not going to defend garbage. LOL, okay, man, it's still not that serious. It's a wrestling/TV show. Just because it's not your cup of tea doesn't mean it's garbage. Typical response, dude. I know that it's a TV show, but I have love and passion for the show. Why would I accept something mediocre when they could do so much better? He didn't respond. Of course he didn't, because he knows I'm right. Why would I accept something so little when they could do so much more? WWE has the resources and everything to make their shows top-notch. They have Paul Heyman, a creative mind. They have him under their belts, and they don't use him. They don't use him at all. You're telling me, unless you're telling me that Heyman's behind this Lashley, Lana, Rusev shit, then maybe Heyman is just like Vince. His creativeness, long gone. 2003 was probably his peak. Now, That's just me. So, a lot of people liked and shit like that. So, night and day, right? Black nigga. 21-year-old writer, pro wrestling enthusiast, and king of the rise of the Angels. Well, the Angels should drop your ass into hell, bitch. Like, honestly. Sounds like a you problem. Yeah, and I said, well, a part of me like and disagree what I said here. I said, I went with the typical answer, though. Yet, 26 people agree with me, so it's not just a me problem, clown. He responds saying, Oh, wait, what happened to his response? Did I block him? No, I didn't block him. I didn't mute him. What did I do? Right? I didn't do anything to him. He deleted his comment. Pussy. Maybe he did. I don't know. Let me see. Okay, there we go. 26 people against, what, 1 million? Wow. Yeah, those are great odds. Try again, fucker. Get back into your fucking place. Which, I don't know what he means by that. He didn't really clarify about what my place is. I said, I'm talking about my tweet and what I said. I never said 1 million, you idiot. You tweeted to me. I never asked your thoughts, clown. So why don't you just, as he was saying, fuck off. Pretty much. And then, come on, give me his comment. There we go. And then, quote, and that's the fucking point, you pompous idiot. You're complaining on social media like a pathetic fucker that you are. Meanwhile, they're still making money while you still while you're still making complaints. Don't you seem insignificant? And I said, I did what others did. Telling an opinion. I don't hate Rusev for his opinion. I know that my opinion won't mean shit. So what does that make you? For replying to my tweets. If my tweets hold no value, why respond? Think about what you think before you tweet, retard. Die in a hole, and no one will care. And he didn't respond after that. There's a lot of people. I can't take anyone seriously if you come at me sideways, right? I can never take you seriously if you don't have your face as a profile pic. Okay? And I mean, like, your whole face. Like, you can see my shit. You can see my face, right? You can see my face right here, right? You can see my face right there. But if you have a wrestler as your avatar or your profile pic, I mean, if you have something like that, I can never take you seriously. I don't know who you are, what you look like, so I can't really say shit to you. All I'm gonna say is you're a joke, and I'll move on. And then he goes on to say, SmackDown was a taped show for nearly 20 years. I guess you hated that too. And I said, yes, it's hard to enjoy because they use the same crowd reaction for years. They edit the crowd noise when it's not necessary. And if you guys don't know what I mean, if you watch SmackDown from the debut all the way to 2016, there's rarely a time when they have SmackDown live, right? But for the majority of those episodes, whenever someone's cutting a promo or a match happens, you just hear that same type of crowd reaction, and it sucks. It sucks. I was gonna show you guys, but I'm like, you know what? Nah. I might have to edit in the video. But yeah, you just listen. And then he comes back at me saying, you realize WCW used to pipe in Goldberg chants to live to their live night shows every week, right? It's a practice that goes back decades. It has nothing to do whether a show is taped or not. Well, I didn't know that. I didn't know. I was like, how was I supposed to know? I was born in 97. I really watch anything WCW because I'm just not a fan. That explains it. You also probably don't know what it's like staying up until 4. Oh my god. You see, he almost had me there. He almost had me there with the WCW stuff, right? He almost had me there. But then this idiot goes back to the, staying up 4 a.m. to watch for... Jesus Christ. And then I said, does watching Super Showdown count in 2018? Right? If not, then okay. Look, I just don't like how they can't tape an episode in the UK and keep it how it was live to the broadcast on TV in North America. That's all I'm saying. I know UK fans have it tough, and I'm just saying, like, Joel Wood is a clown, okay? He's a clown. Like, I'm getting a lot. I'm either getting likes or like people coming at me stupid. Look, Aaron Hastings 15. Aaron Hastings 15 comes at me saying, I guarantee you were a huge Seth Rollins mark in 2015. And you know what? I was. And I said, so? I'm a fan. Alright, I'm a fan, but the dude isn't good to me right now. That was then, and this is now. I prefer his 2015 run than his current run. So the key, Mania Curiosity comes at me with a Seth Rollins profile pic. You know where this is going. Seth Rollins is far from one of the worst things about WWE. Laughing my ass off. Stop tripping. And then I said, of course, coming from somebody that has no identity. Using a Seth Rollins profile pic, doesn't help your case. Seth's matches haven't been that great. He's boring in ring and promo-wise. Who exactly is Seth Rollins? If I can predict his moves before he hits them, he's predictable. Al Ducky tried to explain to me who Seth Rollins is. Okay. He said, quote, if you paid attention, you know who he is. I've been watching this shit for fucking years. I've been watching this before he even showed up in the WWE, before I even knew who he was on the planet Earth, okay? I've been watching and I pay attention and I just couldn't identify who Seth Rollins is. I've been paying attention and I can't identify him. Who is he then? Because my description of him is exactly who he is. Cringy, corny, boring, predictable star. Not a superstar. And I said not a superstar because if you're a superstar to me, it's like you gotta be known to the non-wrestling fans. If people know who Rock, Cena, Brock, Taker is, that's superstar. Austin as well, right? If they don't know Seth Rollins, he's not on that level, sadly. Wally Duck, I don't want to read this whole thing. If I just look at it, pretty much. Can't identify him, followed by a number of negative traits. You really don't know who he is. because you already have a negative opinion of him. I could give you a rundown of his character, but it would really make it. But would it really make a difference to you? Nope, because you want to hate him. I said no. I'm dead serious, dead ass serious. I don't know who he is. He likes to burn things down. He likes to wrestle, right? So he tweets, take a seat. Take a seat then. This may take a few tweets. Laughing emoji. He is a young man from a little town who always dreamed of becoming a wrestler. In order to achieve his dreams, he basically did everything that would bring him closer to that. He had to work hard and sacrifice a lot to get there. And I said, dude, that's practically every wrestler in the WWE. Practically every wrestler in the world. Saw wrestling at a young age and then wanted to do it themselves. Got something else. Anti-Vince comes at me and says, you love WWE so much, you can just admit it, shorty. And I said, well, I do love the WWE. I don't like the quality of the shows. Raw and SmackDown still has no identity. Both shows are hard to watch. How can I be happy with that's going on when it's not entertaining me? He hits me with that generic line. Well, when something stops entertaining me, I stop watching. WWE's fine. Like any show has ups and downs. It isn't that serious. The thing is, I have hope, and besides, it's a habit for me to watch WWE. It's like I have nothing to do. I finished school for the day, so why not tune into Raw, tune into SmackDown on Friday, you know? I'm with you on that. It's certainly a habit. I just don't think it's as bad as you think it is. I think Twitter just kind of poisons is with the bias. Wow, that's very hard to read. Anyways, I'm not saying it's perfect, but it's far from bad if you're into wrestling. I guess. I mean, I love wrestling. And my main four are WWE, AEW, Impact Wrestling, NWA Power. AEW and NWA are killing it. WWE is at the bottom of my list. Nothing on the show excites me. A lot of things just don't feel right to me, like Survivor Series. 5 versus 5 versus 5 Survivor Series matches is a bad idea. And he says, we'll see, I'm kind of interested. In what? Interested in what? Quick eliminations? That's what we're going to get. Quick eliminations from all three brands. I'm not saying it can't be good. I'm just saying, dude, like, there's 2 of these matches, by the way. See, Vaughn 182 is an MVP for this one, okay? So, after Declan Brady, dumbass, made a comment, right? Vaughn says, just record the live broadcast. It's not that hard to comprehend, okay? Don't dare disrespect, and she added him too. Don't dare disrespect at WWE Rollins like that ever again. So what she said, don't dare disrespect Rollins like that ever again. I said, don't you dare tell me what I can and can't do. Seth has been garbage since October of 2018, being in Roman's shadow and having that god-awful feud with Ambrose. He never recovered for me. WWE had to edit his boos on Raw in the UK. And then, yeah, Wild Ducky here trying to tell me who Seth Rollins is. Even though, for some fucking reason, he gave me a whole rundown of what Seth Rollins has done, which I already know. I know what he's done. He started working in the independent scene as Tyler Black, and then after that, he came to WWE as Seth Rollins, won the NXT title for the first time, be the first ever person to do that. Going on to debut with the Shield on the main roster at Survivor Series in Indianapolis, in the triple threat match with the WWE title with Ryback, Cena, and Punk. Right? I know all this. I know what he's done. But how does that identify who he is? How? Telling me he aligned with Rollins, Ambrose, and Reigns, sacrifice, all this shit. Like, what? And then I basically told him, I think I've told him, like, I asked him, like, you got more, or is this it, right? He coming at me about character traits. I'm like, after reading that tweet, right, when it's like, you do realize that there's only so many character traits. The uniqueness comes from a specific configuration of traits. In Seth's case, he is a man of duality. On the one hand, he's a hard worker. On the other hand, he's willing to take shortcuts if he has to. And I said, you could have just said he's a man that has pride for what he does, but smart enough to capitalize on a situation that will give him an advantage. And then Nicola says I complain too much. I'm like, well, it's called not defending garbage. Voice of my opinion. I refuse to sit and take what WWE has been giving us as fan. As a fan, you should want more. Am I right or wrong on that one, right? Someone agrees with me, even though you spelled it wrong, but I appreciate that. Seth Rollins has killed wrestling. Well, I honestly said this. I said, I wouldn't go that far, but I see where you're coming from. The dude doesn't sell. His suicide dives are trash. He's predictable. You forgot lack of mic skills. Honestly, true. Like, dude, I don't know where you're getting... Like, he said... Air it earlier in the U.S. That's the solution. U.S. folk this side of the pond have, if we watch it, have to wait up until 1 a.m. in the morning most Mondays and Fridays and get to bed when it's over at 3:30, 4. Show it earlier in the U.S. Simple. It's PG. There's no excuse. What? And I said, dude, I don't know where you're getting this information from, bruh. Like, I mean that WWE should not edit the taped shows when traveling to the UK. They should just record it and broadcast it like it is live without editing anything. Like, what's so hard of comprehending that? Fuck! And thank you, Charles, telling the claim. Oh, this is a different claim. This is Detchi Baton, right? But this one's telling the claim Brady 19 rather. He never said taping the show was bad. He said taped shows are badly edited. MVP! Dumbasses! And then Alpha Boy says, I don't know what you expect with the UK taping part. Do you expect them to do Raw and SmackDown Live at 1 a.m.? Did I even respond? I didn't respond to this. If I did, I should, but I don't think I did. I meant to say, did I say that WWE should be live at 1 a.m.? You retard? No. What I basically said is that when WWE record Raw and SmackDown in the UK, broadcast the episodes without editing the shows to make them worse. So hard about that. Someone tweeted at me saying, that I like both Brock and Roman or some shit. I think it was, yeah, this one. Yeah, the Julian Maximilian, right, says, next you're going to say you're a Roman Reigns fan. And I told him, I like both of them. After this one tweeted, it might just be me, but I can't seem to find anyone who likes both Roman and Brock. I said, I like both of them. But I hate their Mania 34 main event match. I hate their Greatest Royal Rumble Steel Cage match. And the SummerSlam match was a joke. And then I think I tweeted towards Julian. I'm a fan of both Roman and Seth, to be honest. I was like everybody else that was sick and tired of Roman's 5-year push. But in the last few months, I'd rather take Roman over Seth. I low-key get excited when Roman comes out, but his feud with Corbin is trash. Sing. I'm just going to call him Deep Sing. I'm going to call him Deep Sing. There we go. But you can see his Twitter handle right there. Saying, and by the way, he has a Seth Rollins avatar. Seth Rollins picture there. Keep that in mind. Right? He says, hey, Rusev, tell this guy Rollins is a legend. # burn it down. I meant to say of, but I said if. Of course you have a Seth Rollins picture as your profile picture. Dude, you're just like Seth. No personality, boring, no charisma. I like Seth, but I'm not digging at him at the moment. I'm not digging him at the moment. I'm not attacking him personally. I'm judging based off of what I see on TV. And that was it. But yeah, you guys get the point. Like, better follow me on Twitter if you're gonna see shit. If you want to see my tweets, follow me on Twitter. Okay, Boy123Jim, Shorty J. You know, little thing to Shorty G's Chad Gable. But yeah, a lot of people out there are just taking my tweets and twisting it and just making it seem like I'm a freaking idiot or a lunatic. But I'm not. I'm just speaking how I feel about the shows. So there you go. There you guys go. You know, that's what I have to go through Saturday or into Sunday morning of people telling me otherwise about Rusev and Seth Rollins and all this shit. So, hope you guys can enjoy this little fun video. A friend of mine told me to make a video about it. I was like, screw it, why not? I don't know if I want to do face cam or not. I got lazy. I was like, screw it, I'm not gonna do face cam. Just look at the tweets and just listen to me speak about it. Pretty much. If you guys can, please leave a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, follow me on Twitter. And I'll see you guys next time. And I'm out. Check out How in the Cell and everything else on the channel. And I'm out. Later.